Good evening. This is the third video lesson of magnetic effect of current. In previous class, we have derived expressions for magnetic field at the center of a circular current carrying coil and also at any point on the axial line of the coil. So we have come to the derivation at the end like B equals to mu naught I by 2 into r square by x square plus r square whole to the power of 3 by 2. So you just recall the diagram of the previous class. Point P is taken on the axial line. If point P moves towards the coil and if it coincides with the center, then x will become 0. Then B at the center will be, so point P will be now at the center. This is mu naught I divided by 2 into r square by r square whole to the power of 3 by 2. X is made 0. So this 2 and square will be cancelled. You will get B at the center equals to mu naught into I divided by 2 into r square by r cube. So this will be mu naught into I divided by r. This cube is cancelled. This entire thing. So you will get mu naught I by 2r. This is what we have derived in the first case. So this is one of the cross check for you whether you have derived the formula expression correctly or not. Okay, right. Now what will be the shape of this magnetic field? What is the, rather let us call it as a pattern. What will be the pattern of the magnetic field of the coil? So this is asked for 1 mark in board examination. Pattern of magnetic field due to a coil, rather circular coil. This you have drawn in class 10th also. Now instead of imagining it perpendicular to the plane of the board, you just imagine it in the plane of the board like this. Okay, so let the current flow like this. In such case, what will happen? This side will be behind the board and this side will be on the top of the board. So now if you hold it like this, current is going, thumb should show the current. Okay, hold it like this. This coming upwards like this, or right hand screw rule. In which direction it is going? Clockwise direction. A clockwise direction current will produce magnetic field into plane of the board. So here the magnetic field will be like this into the plane of the board. So the pattern will be okay. This will not give you a clear idea. Rather, we imagine now this is actually perpendicular to the plane of the board. Like this it is. We will take parallel to the plane of the board. It will take like this. So when it is lying exactly in the plane, on the plane of the board, it will look like a circle. When it is lying perpendicular, it looks like an ellipse. Right now. So now we will take the current like this. Like this. It will go like this. Now right hand screw rule. Current is going like this. So you apply, magnetic field will go inside. Okay. So, and here also the magnetic field will, here it will go like this and it will come like this. So this is clockwise. So the magnetic field lines will be like this. Like this. Here, like this. And here, like this. the pattern of magnetic field due to a circular coil. This is also important for 1 mark. Right. So now we have finished Biot-Savart's law. We have defined it. We have expressed it in vector form, and we have derived expression for magnetic field due to a coil. Now we have the second law in the magnetism, that is the Ampere's circuital law. Ampere's circuital law in magnetism resembles Gauss theorem in electrostatics. So Ampere's circuital law, where we find a large symmetry of the magnetic fields, there we can apply the Ampere circuital law very directly. We are going to see 2-3 cases. One is current due to a straight wire. Second one is magnetic field due to a straight wire. Second one is magnetic field due to a solenoid, and third one is magnetic field due to a toroid. So in all these 3 conductors, you will find the symmetry in the magnetic field, so you can apply the Ampere circuital law directly. What does it state is, the line integral of magnetic field, the line integral of magnetic field over a closed loop, is proportional to current enclosed by that loop. Is it not similar to the definition of Gauss theorem in electrostatics? The flux through any closed surface, there we take a closed surface. Here we took only closed loop. Loop means along the length we will traverse. So the line integral of magnetic field over a closed loop, the flux through any closed surface in electrostatics, okay, is proportional to current enclosed by the loop. There is proportional to charge enclosed by the loop. So electrostatics में Gauss theorem ऐसा बोलता है कि electric flux through any closed surface is directly proportional to charge enclosed by that surface. So that surface we call it as a Gaussian surface. And here the line integral of magnetic field over a closed loop is proportional to current enclosed by the loop. This loop we call it as Amperian loop. The closed loop is also known as Amperian loop. Like a closed surface, which is known as a Gaussian surface. A closed loop will be called as what? Amperian loop. There we will go for the surface integral. Here we will go for line integral. So this we have defined as surface integral of E dot ds is directly proportional to charge enclosed. Then we wrote it as integral E dot ds equals to 1 by epsilon naught, the constant, multiplied by QE. In the same lines, we are going to define the Ampere circuital law in mathematical form like line integral. So this is line integral of closed loop. Symbol of line integral over a closed loop is like this. Of magnetic field. So dl, you observe here, ds surface area, dl loop length is directly proportional to charge enclosed, here current enclosed, IE. So this will be written as line integral over a closed loop B dot dl equals to some constant mu naught into IE. So wherever epsilon naught comes in the denominator, there mu naught will come in the numerator. If mu naught comes in the denominator, epsilon naught will come in the numerator. So the constant in the electrostatics we write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. But in magnetism we write the same constant as mu naught by 4 pi. There is no change in the placement of 4 pi. Only these two things will change. In electrostatics, the permittivity will come in the denominator. In the magnetostatics or magnetism, the permeability will come in the numerator. Okay. So this is only the difference. So this is actually Ampere circuital law, mathematical form. Ampere circuital law. This IE has got some significance where IE is current enclosed. Current E stands for enclosed. Current enclosed by closed loop or Amperian loop. Amperian loop. Okay. You know mu naught. Mu naught is nothing but permeability. Permeability of free space, which is also known as vacuum. Mu naught is nothing but 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. Its value. What did you write? Tesla. Okay. You can see here. Mu naught is here only. Okay. So B is measured in Tesla. This is meter. Current will come this side. Tesla into meter into ampere power minus 1. Now, we apply this Ampere circuital law to derive expressions for magnetic field due to an infinitely long straight current carrying conductor. Like Gauss law is applied for a line of charge which is having infinite length. Okay, Gauss law is applied for a sheet of charge, applied for a shell also. So now shell is deleted from the syllabus. Only up to sheet you have to study. But the concepts of the shell are very, very important. You cannot just like that leave behind and study the other things. Okay. In the examination purpose, it may not be asked as a question, but its concepts are very, very important and you need to apply at many places. Similarly, Gauss law similarly Ampere's law in magnetism is applied to magnetic field due to a infinitely long straight conductor. Second one is magnetic field due to a solenoid. Third one is magnetic field due to a toroid. One by one we will see. So now what we are going to do? We are going to do the applications of Ampere circuital law. So what is Ampere circuital law? Line integral of magnetic field over a closed loop is directly proportional to the current enclosed by that loop. How this loop will enclose the current, that we will see in the applications. So Ampere circuital law only. Now the heading is something added, applications. Number 1, magnetic field due to a straight conductor. Second one is magnetic field due to a solenoid. Third one is magnetic field due to a toroid. So these three applications. Once we complete this, and we have some other things to discuss, that is force on a charge in the magnetic field. Fine. So one by one we will take up. First we will take up magnetic field due to, B stands for magnetic field, due to a straight infinitely long current carrying straight conductor. This much big is this straight conductor. So simply magnetic field due to a straight conductor. Okay, right. This qualitatively you have seen in class 10th that imagine a plane, horizontal plane, okay, and perpendicular to the plane there is a wire coming out. So you can see some length above the horizontal plane and some length below the horizontal plane. When you pass current through this conductor, magnetic field is produced on the horizontal plane. So the same thing I am going to draw here. So so this is a cardboard like thing, children. So horizontal plane. Okay. Right, just a minute. It's like this. So this is the horizontal plane and here is the conductor that is coming out from the bottom. So infinitely long. Above it extends up to infinity. Below also it extends up to infinity. now I will pass a current in the vertical upward direction. It is my convenience only. So I am now current is going in the upward direction. So I hold this in the right hand such that thumb shows the direction of current. Then the curling of the remaining fingers will show the direction of magnetic field. So magnetic field on this plane will be in the anti-clockwise direction. So magnetic field is always existing perpendicular to electric field. Why is it means it is an empirical relation? This is an experimental fact. Wherever there is electric field, perpendicular plane में magnetic field होना जरूरी है. There is no question why. Okay, right. So on this plane there will be circular magnetic field lines. Okay, that we will see now. So here I am imagining a conductor. I try to draw as good as possible, and exactly below this is the conductor. So it gives an appearance that it is in the horizontal plane and this is in the vertical plane. So this will extend up to infinity, and here also this will extend up to infinity. Like this. Oh, it's very bad. Like this. Now let me pass a current I in this. Current I. So now I hold this in the right hand such that thumb shows the direction of current. Then magnetic field will be there around this, like this. So this is one field line. This is another field line. This is another field line. So draw the pattern of magnetic field lines due to a long straight current carrying conductor means you have to draw this. What are these lines? These lines are nothing but what magnetic field lines. So this is B. Field lines. What is this? This is your conductor. Right? The current is going like this. Now my interest is not to see the magnetic field lines. I would like to calculate what is the magnetic field available at a given point, okay, from this conductor. Right? Now, so the same diagram, if I draw here, this is a conductor. So this carries a current I like this, I like this. At this point, I would like to make some calculations of magnetic field. So at what distance this point P is there? Point P is located at a distance capital R, sorry, small r. Radial distance, perpendicular distance only is applicable. Okay, right. Like in Gauss theorem also, from the line of charge, so here this is line of charge we have taken like this, point P is taken here. We have taken this radial distance only, perpendicular distance. We cannot take any other distance. Laws are applicable only for these perpendicular distances. Even if you consider any point here, then it will be like this. It will be like this. Similarly, I have taken this point. So in order to make calculation of electric field at point P in Gauss theorem, okay, we have imagined a Gaussian surface in the form of a cylinder such that it encloses the total charge as well as your point of interest. I repeat, the Gaussian surface is imagined to enclose the charge and also the point P. Here also you have to imagine an Amperian loop. You have to imagine an Amperian loop that actually encloses the current in the conductor and also your point of interest where you would like to calculate magnetic field. So here now I am going to draw like this. What is this, children? What is this circle I have drawn? The circle looks like an ellipse. I told ellipse means it is perpendicular to the plane of the board. Perfect circle means it is parallel to the plane of the board. So now it looks like an ellipse means it is like this. It is not like this. It is like this. So in this plane it is like this. This is not the magnetic field I have drawn. This is not the magnetic field I have drawn. What I have drawn? I have drawn is the Amperian loop. Why Amperian loop? Law says like this. The line integral of magnetic field for a closed loop is directly proportional to the current enclosed by the loop. Okay, this Amperian loop. Right. Now what is the law? Integral B dot dl. Integral B dot dl equals mu naught into IE. So B is nothing but what? Magnetic field. So at point P, what is the direction of magnetic field? Again the same thing. These are the magnetic field lines. This is the Amperian loop. Fine. Now if I hold like this, at point P, the magnetic field will be, you see, curling of the remaining fingers will show the direction of magnetic field. So on the right side of this conductor, at point P, the magnetic field will be going normally into the plane of the page. Of course, on the left hand side, if I imagine another point Q, right, here like this, it will come out like this. So on the left side it will come out, on the right side it will go inside. So you consider only one point, either left side or right side. Always it is our, convention that we go from left to right only. So at P what will happen, the magnetic field will be going normally into the plane of the board, like this. It is going like this. Now, next kya hai? Now we are clear about what is the direction of magnetic field at point P. Okay, it is going normally into the plane. Now you can ask me a question. Sir, current is going like this, so the wrap is anti-clockwise. Why are you not saying the direction of magnetic field is anti-clockwise? Anti-clockwise is not a direction, children. Anti-clockwise is sense of the magnetic field. And we discussed that magnetic field is a vector quantity. So at a given point, it should have a particular direction. So on the curved symmetry, to know the direction of magnetic field at a given point P, there you need to draw a tangent to that curve. So if I draw a tangent to this curve at point P, that will be obviously going inside. Why inside, sir? Why not outside? Because I am using right hand thumb rule, so therefore it should go inside only. So at point P, the magnetic field is going inside. How much, sir? I do not know. That's what I am going to make the calculation. Clear? Right. Now, next is what? DL. What is DL? DL is a small current element, like what you have imagined. DL is a small element. In Biot-Savart's law, you took it as ideal, which is called as what? Current element. This DL here is nothing but an element of Amperian loop. Amperian loop is imaginary? Yes. This is purely imaginary. This is purely imaginary. Even the lines also purely imaginary. Lines will not exist. Only field will exist. Field is real. Okay. So such an Amperian imaginary loop, DL is a small element. Okay. Now how is this, children? This is not actually parallel to the plane of the board. It is perpendicular to the plane of the board. So if I take DL, that DL also will be pointing into the plane of the board. Into the plane of the board. So here, so if I draw, this is exactly will not give you the one. So this is direction of B and this is also the direction of DL. Both of them are pointing in the same direction. So by symmetry, B comma DL are in the same direction. In the same direction where? At point P. I read it. By symmetry, B comma DL are in the same direction at point P. So therefore, the angle theta between them will be 0 degree. Why theta, sir? Because there is a dot product. A dot B equals AB cos theta. B dot DL equals BE DL cos theta. So the theta I need. Okay, right. Now, then what is IE? IE is the current enclosed by Amperian loop. Okay, so here I will write DL is small element of Amperian loop. Amperian loop. If you read the textbook, children, you do not get this clarity. Listen carefully. DL is a small element of Amperian loop. What is IE? Current enclosed by Amperian loop. Amperian loop. Now, for this diagram, this Amperian loop is enclosing the total current I. So IE equals to I, the total current. Clear? Now I will apply the law. What is the law? So by Ampere's law, okay, line integral of B dot dl dot is to be seen very clearly equals to mu naught into IE. So this closed integral B into dl into cos theta equals to mu naught into IE. So line integral B dl cos 0 degree, this one I am substituting, equals to mu naught into IE is nothing but my I. Cos 0 is what? 1. So integral B dl equals to mu naught into I. This is L B dl. Right. So now by symmetry, whatever the magnetic field you obtain at point P magnitude wise, even this is actually a circle. Here also there will be the same magnetic field, here also same magnetic field, here also same magnetic field, because every point on the circumference of Amperian loop lies at equal distance from the current carrying conductor. Therefore, magnetic field will have same magnitude, but it will have different directions. That is why B is going to be a constant. This line integral of dl equals to mu naught into I. Okay. So line integral of dl. So this is actually Amperian loop like this in the horizontal plane. So you have taken a small dl, dl over a closed loop. It should be 2 pi r. What is radius? Small r is the radius. So B into 2 pi r equals to mu naught into I. So therefore B equals to mu naught I by 2 pi r. This is the expression. What is this expression? Magnetic field due to a straight, infinitely long current carrying conductor at a distance r from it. Suppose a power line is running in front of your home that carries a current of say 50 ampere. That carries a current of 50 ampere. So mu naught is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 into current value is what? 50 ampere I am writing, divided by 2 pi into r. You are standing in your balcony and power line is going in front of you. Let us say it is a 2 meter distance away from you. So this is 2 meter. So this 2 pi into 2 is 4. 4 will cut here. 2 pi into 2 is 4 pi. 4 pi will cut here. You will get what is 5 into 10 power minus 6 Tesla. 5 into 10 power minus 6 Tesla. This is nothing but 5 micro Tesla. So therefore children, sir, it is going in front of me and both of them are in the same plane only. Yes, it is there around the conductor. 2 meter towards you, 2 meter that side of the conductor, 2 meter above the conductor, 2 meter below the conductor. Everywhere there is a magnetic field available. How much? 5 micro Tesla. So this magnetic field is sufficient to disturb your blood cells. Because our body is totally made up of electrical pulses only. I told you in previous classes also, every information will go to the brain in the form of electric pulses. Electric pulses is nothing but what? Electric charges. So wherever there are electric charges, there are electric currents. Okay. So therefore, this small magnetic field, though micro Tesla, is enough to disturb the cells in our body. So therefore, don't stand near the power line, very close to it. See that when you build a house, when you become an engineer in future, if you become an architect, see that where are the power lines and how much is the setback to be followed in order to escape from the magnetic fields of the power lines running in front of the homes. Okay, right. I hope by the time you grow and become an engineer, the internal cables may run in India also, so that you don't require this type of calculations. Okay, fine. Is it clear, children? So what is the magnetic field available due to a conductor means? This is the question. This is the answer. So B equals to mu naught I by 2 pi R. Okay, right. So now this is one part of the conductor. Second part is conductors not necessarily that to be very thin. Sometimes conductors will be what, very very strong. Okay, high tension wires, if you see, their gauge is very high. Such high tension wire I am taking here. Number 2, magnetic field inside a thick conductor. A thick conductor. Using Ampere circuit law only. The same conductor which I have drawn like this, like a line. Now you see, I am drawing like this. So now this is actually the conductor. It's very small only, but I have exaggerated. This carries a current like this. So this is the direction of current I. Now let this be the axis of the conductor. So therefore this is capital R. Okay, right. Now from this entire thing inside the like a pipe, water is flowing fully in the pipe. So inside this thick conductor also there are electric charges moving perpendicular to the area of cross section, thereby constituting a current I. That means the total pi r square area has a current I. Okay. Now I am interested at a point P, at a distance R from the center. Is this clear? This is R. So now how much current this will enclose means, so this is point P. Point. So to calculate magnetic field at point P, I have to apply what? Ampere's law. Ampere's law demands an Amperian loop drawn. So this is my Amperian loop. This is my Amperian loop. How much this Amperian loop will enclose the current means, this is the current enclosed by the Amperian loop. So this I name it as I subscript E. So if R is the radius, if pi r square carries a current I, then pi small r square carries how much current? This I call it as what? IE. So this IE by I, take the ratio, equals to pi small r square by pi capital R square. Pi by